Yo, what's good everybody? Apple Dokkan here, back with another Dokkan Battle video. So this is a different type of video for me. I want to be doing those crazy edits and everything. So this might be a little bit of a controversial list, okay? But we're gonna start with our 10th spot right here, which is the Blue Fusions. So before you come at me with pitchforks and everything, all the Blue Fusions fans, okay? Let me explain, alright? Let me just get the Extreme C Awakened versions of them right here. I mean, we all know what they do, right? We all know what they do. Their base form is weak, very weak, but you can just slap them slot 3, right? They do have 70% chance to dodge on slot 3, so they're a very good pick. Their full dodge rotation as well is very good, which it does help you out a lot. You can literally just slap them slot 1 and they will evade every single attack and build up while doing so. So yeah, let's have them top 10 right here. I am gonna have them top 10. This guy's amazing. You're not gonna believe me when I say that, but if we take the new fights into considerations, like even on some older fights, let's go for example the Metal Cooler Core, or even against Broly, this guy does have that nullification for both of Broly's hardest phases, right? So he is a little bit underrated if you think about it. He has the active skill. His active skill is so good because it does raise his defense. You can just use it immediately right here. You said on the 3rd turn from start of battle if you do have superheroes, which usually you are running this guy on a superhero team, or if you are running him on an Earthbred Fighters team, he is still gonna be performing amazing both defensively and offensively because of the links that he has. He shares like very good defensive links with Goku, the 23rd World Tournament Goku, all in the family, which is one of the best defensive links in the game. We do have in-fighters with him, which is a very good attacking link, and I think that's what he shares with Goku. So yeah, just sharing all in the family is very good. Like, just getting defense is very good. He... high chance of nullifying, of course, we did say this. This goes for Cell, the first form Cell fight, the Goku Black fight. This goes for the new hardest fight in the game as well, for Zamasu. And this guy having the physical type against that Zamasu. Physical, even though we are guarding for 3 turns, physical still takes a little less damage from that Zamasu just because of their type advantage. So you can, technically, you can slap this guy slot 1. If you want, if there's not many attacks, or if there's only one AoE on slot 1, for example, you can slap this guy slot 1, and after supering, he's taking double-digit normals, and he's nullifying the super. Like, he has a high chance. If he doesn't nullify it, he's just gonna take basically no damage. He's gonna take like, what, 200k or 150k damage from that Zamasu. He is very good. He is very good. Even if we go on like older fights, on Metal Cooler Core, for example, if you get this guy turn 2, his guard is lasting like basically the whole fight. And let's not talk about how good this guy's active skill is when you use it. Like, this guy, usually these bosses like super attack you immediately, so this attack break on the active skill has some very good chances of actually just getting rid of the super, like, for the whole rotation, right? So yeah. This guy on 9, I am very comfortable with that. I think this is a very good placement for him right now in this meta of fights that we have. The short fights have done this guy an amazing favor. The support he has, the support he's gotten throughout the past year when he came out, he's just something else now. He's something completely else. No playable beast, but hey, that does not bump his ranking down, right? That doesn't... Anyway. The next one is this guy right here. So I know this guy is not on global, but look. I have used him enough. I have used him enough on the private servers, and as we know, on the private servers, every unit is 100%, and I've used this guy against these new fights so much. I wanted to have a very good opinion of him, a very good idea of what this guy does before coming to global, of course. He's good. I mean, look, every unit in this list is amazing. They're top 10 units, right? They can carry you through fights, okay? But the reason this guy is here is because of these new short fights kinda shitting on him, right? These new short fights kinda destroy him, especially with them, like, supering you immediately on slot 1. And the thing with this guy, it would have been fine, okay? It would have been fine if this guy was not stuck to slot 1, right? He has to be slot 1 for this, the 20% damage received lower. Okay, so he does have a 20% damage reduction as the first slot. Plus, of course, the defense is very, very good. Getting defense start of turn when you're on slot 1 is very, very good. That's a mechanic that the GT Duo have as well. Vegeta and Trunks have as well. Goku and Vegeta Blue have, that transform into Vegeta Blue. They have this mechanic, which you get defense like immediately when you're on the first attack. But this is not enough for him. If this was 40 or 50%, I mean, he does get 50% on his transformed state, right? If we go to his transformed state, I will go to it in a bit, which is it's down here, yeah, of course. He's very good. In his transformed state, he's like a top 1 unit in the game or top 2 unit in the game. He's just absolutely amazing. But the thing with this guy is getting there. You need to get there, but you have to be hit 5 times. You want to be hit 5 times. And on these new short events, first of all, you're probably not getting hit 5 times on the first slot, right? So you're gonna have this guy for 2 turns. And he just gets hit so much, man. From those supers, he can get hit for so much. A lot of damage you're gonna be taking, because this is not enough. With the amount of starting defense that he has, this is not enough, man. And he has to get hit first to get... wait, where is it? After evading or receiving an attack, this guy gets 70% defense. Let's disregard the attack. The attack is very good, of course. This guy does hit for a lot, even on his normal form. This, like 3 turns after evading or receiving an attack, is kind of like it goes away from the point of this unit, because this makes you think you want to build him full dodge, right? But if you don't want to build him full dodge because he has to get hit 5 times to activate UB. And when we go to UB, of course, what can I say about UB? UB is absolutely amazing. Like, this guy supports 2 rotations with defense. He gets guard with key spheres obtained. He gets damage reduction for every key sphere obtained. He's very good. UB is very good. This guy right here is absolutely amazing. One of the best kits I've ever seen. He gets guard for a few turns. Then he gets, where is it? He reduces damage received by 25% as the first attacker in the turn, and he has 25% like flat damage reduction, 50% damage reduction on slot 1. He's just very good. This guy's very good. But the reason he's this low is this form. Like, this part of him, I don't feel it. I don't feel it, man. I don't feel it. He has to be 8. So, this right here, the one who's above him, might be a little controversial, okay? Let's have this guy 8th. Take him off, and we've got Standby Trunks. I mean, SOH Trunks, Super Saiyan Trunks, Future, however you want to call him, I don't care. Sword of Hope Trunks, right here. This guy is very good. This guy got underrated so much from the community when he first came out. Very, very, very underrated unit, and he still is so underrated. It's crazy, man, how underrated this guy is. Yes, he is RNG dependent, but the chances he has to give you those supers and what happens when you get those RNGs is too much to look away from, man. Like, I'm judging this guy on 100%, right? Let's judge him on Rainbow. I have him 55%, okay? On 55% with 3 supers, this guy is gonna be okay against this TR Goku Black unless he gets hit by a super, right? But wow, big surprise, the physical unit immediately dies after getting hit by an STR boss. I mean, you can't really judge him from that, right? His entrance animation is very, very good. Launches an additional attack that has a great chance of performing a super attack for 4 turns. That's a 70% chance you have to get an additional super attack, and this guy gets 10% damage received with every single super attack he performs. So this is gonna work very, very well with the fact that this guy is a slot 2 unit, right? And he does have type advantage over the hardest fight in the game right now, the Zamasu, who will AoE you. This guy will take, like, on Rainbow, he will be taking like what, 80k to 90k from those AoEs, depending on what links you have active, although I don't think he has any defensive links. He does have Prepared for Battle. Yeah, I mean, Prepared for Battle won't do too much of a difference, it's just 5%, but anyway. This guy, the reason why he's above Goku is he does get better throughout his super attacking, right? He stacks defense right here, as you can see. He has those chances to super attack, which is a high chance on second slot, a great chance from the intro, and he has the hidden potential system additional that almost every single time it will proc with this guy, so you are getting a lot of defense with him. 10% defense every single time he attacks, up to 50%. This will make his defense like skyrocket, okay? But what really makes this guy so good is the standby is way easier for you to activate than this guy's standby right here, because you don't need to get hit. You literally just need to be on the 5th turn from the start of turn, which is from this guy's appearance. So if you get this guy on turn 1, you will get the standby on turn 5. I mean, that's probably the same time you get the standby with Goku as well, but the unit, I think, is better before standby than the SSJ4 Goku. And if you go into standby with this guy, I'm pretty sure this is probably the best unit in the game we're seeing right here. When you enter standby with this guy, he has 50% damage reduction, he has guard. I mean, this is only for 1 turn, but usually with this guy, you're just going to use the standby attack immediately. And on turn 5, you're usually just going to finish on the turn where you use this. Right? And he's gonna have a lot of defense because he does raise defense. Like, he attacks on standby. Goku does not provide anything to you other than support on that standby, right? And defensive prowess, of course. But this guy does the same thing and deals an amazing amount of damage to the enemy as well while doing it. So, him right here, 7th, very good with that. I am very comfortable with that. There we go. Next unit is the Blue Boys. I really love what these guys do, to be honest. They are not top 5 though. They are not there just yet. They are on top 6. I really love what these guys do, man. Any Vegito Blue fans, I'm really sorry for not having them top 10, but let me explain right here. So these guys have some amazing slot 1 prowesses, right? Guard, dodge. They don't do too much damage though. Damage with these guys is basically nothing on that slot 1 as well. They do get a lot of damage on slot 2, but you usually don't want to run these guys on slot 2 because you're losing out on the 50% chance to dodge that these guys give you, which is not a good thing to do, right? You don't want to lose on that dodge. I mean, I don't really have to say much about these guys. They do get extra defense against the Realm of Gods enemies, and that is almost the whole Dismal Future red zone, if you go past first form Cell Max, right? Their transforming condition is... yeah, their transforming condition, I mean, I think we all know how bad this is, right? I mean, it's not the worst, of course, it is not the worst, but being below 70% HP and starting from the 5th turn, from start of turn, which is their first appearance, right? So if you get this on turn 2, you will be able to activate this on turn 7, basically, is when you're gonna be able to activate this with these guys, or activate it on turn 9, like without any condition other than the turn condition. Which is not the greatest, and I've had a lot of instances sometimes where these guys do not transform and are just a dodge or die unit, basically, against these new fights. So yeah, I'm gonna have them top 6 right there. I think they're very good. So the next unit we do have is my boy. Oh, not top 4, no. Is my boy Tech Zamasu. So, same thing as Super Saiyan 4 Goku. I don't have this guy, but I have used him a lot. And let me tell you something, bro. Turn 1, this guy is untouchable. Like, turn 1, he is so untouchable, it's absolutely crazy. When you do go against the Realm of Gods enemy, he does lose attack and defense plus 50%, and he does lose some ki as well. But I don't see this being too much of an issue. He's fine, even without this, right? Even if you're not going against the Realm of Gods category, if you are going against the Realm of Gods category enemy, he is still going to be very good, right? He has 80% damage reduction, like, just for free, basically. I don't know why, but he just has that, okay? He has flat 40% right here. You got 20% from the start of turn. an additional 20% for the first turn. It's just, he's something else, man. I mean, you do lose this, you do lose 80% after you go away from the first turn, and after 4 turns elapse, this guy is not a slot 1 unit anymore. I don't think he is, because he does only have a 40% damage reduction, and his defense is not the highest. You don't have some crazy defense with him because he only builds up attack with attack received, right? You do get this though, when receiving an attack, you do get 50% defense on attack. This does proc with this guy even before you get attacked. Like, this procs even before you get attacked with this guy, so he's gonna be very, very good defensively those first few turns. Same thing with him though, is he kind of has the same condition right here. He has the literal same condition: 70% HP or less starting from the fifth turn from the start of turn, or when there's a future saga category ally starting from the 7th turn. So sometimes you might not get this with him because his team does have a lot of healing as well, so being under 70% with his team is gonna be very, very challenging. So if you don't get this guy does become a little weak, right? He becomes a little weak, especially on those first slots. So I don't really like that for him. That's why he's on 5 right there. So 4th, we do have the boys. It's very crazy how this guy's even like, what, one year later on JP. I mean, not really 1 year later, but a few months later are still 4th, even after all of these units coming out after them, right? They are still going strong. I mean, I don't really have to say too much about them, right? You all know what they do. They can get caught on that first turn against these new bosses, but what they provide to you, the revive that they give to you, the attack buff that you get when you revive, the full HP, they get so much from supering as well, like damage received. It's just an amazing mechanic. I mean, I can't really say too much about this guys. Top 4, there you go. Top 3, so I'm gonna show all 3 of these guys right here. Wait, let me, yeah, I do have top 3. This right here is my top 3 right now. You can change them, you can do whatever the hell you want to them, I don't care. They are cream of the crop, they are on another tier. These 3 units right here are just something else. Piccolo did get an amazing rise because of these new short events, man, and this guy is absolutely untouchable. On these new short events, he is... You can slap him slot 1 and he will be taking like the least damage out of every single unit other than this Zamasu right here, turn 1. But Piccolo has something that Zamasu doesn't. Piccolo provides like this shield, this barrier for the whole team starting from the 3rd turn. Like, from the 3rd turn, you can use Orange Piccolo with this guy. You go into Orange Piccolo, you absolutely demolish the boss with damage and everything. And I cannot stress this enough, bro. The boss cannot super you, and he cannot AoE you after you are done with Orange Piccolo. I mean, he basically, new boss mechanics, he just says, nope, like, fuck you. I don't care about your mechanics. Here, let me beat your ass, and let me just get rid of your mechanics. So that's why he's won. I mean, Bulma, we all know what Bulma does. Bulma is just coming right out of the gates with guard, damage reduction, support for 2 rotations, which is just something crazy. Rainbow orb changing. What do I even say? She's a nuker. They literally just went into the studio, said, hey, what's every single mechanic that we have? Oh yeah, dumping into her. We don't care, dump it into her, and that's her kit right there. Let's not talk about turn 7, where you just get a crazy turn, changing all of the key spheres into STR key spheres. She gives you a full heal, and you can still have guard on this turn as well, because the guard is for 7 turns with her, and she will be sitting at like 600k defense with like 32% damage reduction or some dumb shit like that, like 28% damage reduction. And she's just something else, man. She is something else as well. And this guy, I don't really need to talk about this guy. The reason he's not number 1 and he's 3 is because on the first turn he can be a little weak. Especially on slot 1. And on his teams, on the future team especially, you usually want this guy to be on slot 1 because... I mean, he's basically gonna take the same damage like VT take. Like, honestly, they both are gonna be taking the same damage. VT will be taking a little less because, of course, they do have the guard and everything, and they do have the extra defense on slot 1, but this guy can be a little weak on turn 1. That's why he's on slot 3, I mean, on 3 right here. But honestly, man, you just slap him slot 2 for that first turn, and this guy is just gonna be completely amazing the whole fight. Let's just talk about this domain. We all know what he does. 80% damage reduction he gets because he does reduce damage by 40% because of his intro, which is not conditioned, by the way. This is so good, the intro being non-conditional. 40% for 5 turns, key plus 3. I mean, I don't need to talk about this guy. He gets up to 100% attack and defense with each attack he performs. It's not super attacks, just attack performed. Then he has the 20% damage received. He has more to another 20% after you launch a super attack, man. Like, it is just something else. He's just absolutely something else. The domain is just absolutely unreal as well. You give where is it? Increased damage received by extreme class enemies and allies by 30%. So you basically make the boss just way weaker with this guy's domain. And when you do the domain, you can use his active skill, which will give him the 80% damage reduction like immediately without you needing to actually super, because it does count as an attack. These units are just crazy, man. So yeah, there we go. These are my top 10 units in the game right here. I really feel confident in this list. I really love this list. If you have anything to say about this list, let me down in the comments below. I would love to hear you guys' opinions about my list or about any changes you would make to this list. And I'll see you guys on the next one.